to Confessions with Nikki G. I'm your host, Nikki G. This is an episode of Internal Evolutions. I would like to thank each and every individual that may be listening or watching me on YouTube for taking time out of your busy day to spend it with me just to listen or watch what I'm about to discuss. But first things first. Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I'm going to repeat that one more time because this is an internal evolution. Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That is, don't be like the rest. Be your best by learning new things to help you become a better version of yourself daily. You should be in competition with yourself daily to evolve daily. We can never get to the point where we should be complacent or comfortable. I was always taught to always stay hungry, always stay thirsty, always want to desire to be a better version of yourself. It would take you far in life. But next, I have a guest today. Her name is Mioka.
Hello, hello.
Good morning, Mioka. How are you?
Is it morning? It feels like morning.
Is it morning or afternoon? I'm lost.
I'm lost too. That's because it's the first thing I've done today. That is amazing.
Oh, thank you. She has agreed to come on and share her information with us today or her opinion about today's topic. Is there something you would like the audience to know about Mioka?
Yes. Well, I hope I get to know a lot about your audience too soon if they get the chance to come and visit me. But my name is Mioka McBride. I'm from Bryan, Texas, if you know where that is. I'm the CEO and founder of Heels Out, which is started off as Houston's sexiest ladies' night experience. I provide an experience for women to learn a sexy dance and a judgment-free zone around other like-minded, amazing, beautiful women. And we just have a good time. You can let your guard down, let your hair down, as they say, and just come have a great time and feel confident and sexy at the end of class. Even if you don't come feeling that way, you will leave feeling that way.
And I will co-sign with that. I don't know what year birthday party. That's a sign of old age. I don't know. But I did one of her classes. I had a party bus, and I took the ladies. We went, and that's how I first met her. And one thing I will say about her classes, she told us not to look to the left, not to look to the right, only focus on you and what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And I found that amazing. And to be honest with you, I don't know if it was the drinks or Mioka, but I felt like Janet Jackson. I was sexy when I left there, baby. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Look, it was probably everything. And I wanted to tell you, Nikki, you're the reason why when you came, you were doing it big for your birthday. I was like, look, I need to do it big like that for my birthday. But you had the party bus and everything. And right after that class, I was like, I want to be able to provide that. And so because of you, you gave me the idea to provide a party bus service for my classes. So I was able to partner with a Black-owned party bus company in Houston. Wow. Shout out to Showstopper Party Bus Company. And so now we offer a party bus for any of our clients who want to do that. So when we have people travel in from Florida, California, wherever, a lot of times, or even in Houston, they will book that party bus to come to class.
Girl, I got chills.
Thank you, Nikki.
That's what I'm talking about.
Look, you started something.
I want to live my life to motivate people. Look at that. Look at I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yes.
That party was significant for me only because I had went through a divorce, and that was the first time that I could actually go out and just enjoy myself and be me.
Wow.
With the group of people that, I could be my authentic self with.
Right.
So that transition was everything for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I love that.
Isn't that something?
That's
Do you have a location in Atlanta? Because I'm doing it again for my Big 5 next
we
month.
Actually, we have done classes in Atlanta. That's one of our cities that we do pop-ups in right now, along with Dallas. And we got a few more on the roster for 2022. But yes, Nikki, we are going to be doing classes in Atlanta. If you tell me when you're going, I'll be there.
Look, next month, we're going to
next month.
Next month.
Okay, maybe the next.
Going forward, will you believe that there are only 22 days left in this year?
I do. It feels like it.
22 days left. This year will be over.
Oh.
And for a lot of us, we're still sitting on our goals and our dreams. We're still waiting for that day to say, okay, it's time now. But when is it going to be time?
Right.
And I bet a lot of you are still involved in relationships that you vowed that you were going to end. It's time to finish what you start. My trainer, Felicia Sexton, she has a shirt. And on her shirt, it said, there is power in finishing what you start. So me being the overthinker I am, I decided that in 2022, I want to kick off a big campaign, and I wanted everybody to finish what they start in 2022. Now's the time. We're going to get our goals written down. We're going to get our plans of action wrote down, and we're going to follow through. And with that being said, I'm going to be your accountability partner.
Ooh.
So what you do, you go to my website, Confessions with Nikki G, one long word, .org, and you just register your name, your email address, and I will stay in touch with you to make sure that you're doing the things or finishing what you start. It's important that we finish what we start. And for me, I started my goals this year already. My first goal was to finish a show, which I did that.
Ooh, congratulations.
My next goal is my next show, which is in February. And I'm preparing for it every day, which is not easy, trust me. But I'm determined to finish what I start, period. I have other goals that I'm working on as well, but I want you guys to join me too. You have any goals for the new year?
Yes, I do. How long we got for this show now? I do have goals for next year. Really just continue to expand the company, expand myself. My biggest goal, because of, when you have certain gifts, my gifts all include service. So I have to be there, if it's teaching Pilates, if it's teaching a dance class. And so my biggest goal in 2022 is to create more passive income so that I can truly focus on the things that I really love, which are dance, Pilates, and fitness. And just to continue expanding my Mioka's Lady Boss Empire company, where I mentored lady bosses. To this day, fun fact, people don't know, I have never had a business mentor. I've had what I call my informal consulting board. Shout out to my informal consulting board, people that I just call and trust when I need to bounce ideas. But I just never was able to find a business mentor that I could call my own. And so I vowed that whenever I felt confident enough to share what I've done, that I would share it with others. And that's what I've been doing. And I absolutely love being that person that can help others with just questions that I can answer. So those are my goals. Continue to expand Heels Out nationwide, can build my passive income so that I can focus on the things I love, continue to build other lady boss women, and build the women on my team, because my team is amazing. And I'm like, if I'm going up, everybody's going up.
And that's the attitude we all need to have.
Yes, absolutely.
Like absolutely. I tell my coworkers, if one of us are tired, we all need to be tired walking out of that door.
Like, how you still look refreshed.
Yes. No, ma'am, that doesn't work. We all need to just, bond together and uplift each other.
Right.
I'm a stickler for that. As a woman, it's my goal to uplift women.
Love it. Mm-hmm.
We need to rise and stop being against each other so much.
I agree.
Now, I'm going to go back over these details one more time. The first thing, if you want to join me in this challenge for 2022, the first thing you need to do is create a list of goals that you have for yourself. It's important that you do that each and every year, that you create goals for yourself and that you work and strive at overtime to accomplish those goals. Those are important because there is power in finishing what you start. Trust me. The next step you do after you come up with your goals is a plan of action. You need a plan. How are you going to achieve those goals? What are you willing to sacrifice to get the goals? Because that's important. Because one thing I've learned on this journey of obtaining goals, I've lost people. I've lost things. I had to sacrifice things a whole lot. So be mindful of those things when you're doing your plans of action and doing the process as well. Did you experience that?
Yeah.
As you were doing,
It is. It's probably the saddest thing about all of it is losing people. Because no matter how people try to keep a hard face or, say they don't care, I'm not that person. I do care. And whenever you're moving towards your goals or you're working towards things, it's inevitable. You're going to lose people. And that by far for me is the most disappointing, hardest thing.
And the next thing you do is you keep track of your progress. Write down if you fail. Just because you may fail at something, that means you need to regroup and come up with a different plan. And you keep trying till you get it right. That's my dad would say, you just can't get it right. That's what he tells me sometimes. But you keep trying. The purpose is you got to keep trying in order to achieve your goals. Now, when you decided to start your business, what was your motivating factor?
So the fun thing about how I started the company was I was in Dominican Republic with a group of ladies at the time. There was a trending video that was out. Shout out to Leah Janelle. She, to me, is one of the hottest heels dancers. And one of her videos was trending to Wanna Tank song. And so the whole trip we were kind of reacting that video. And it was fun. And I majored in dance. So I was like, you know what? For my birthday, it would be really fun to do a sexy dance class. I'm going to hire somebody to teach this class because I didn't even put myself in the running. I'm like, I'm not the one. And then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I majored in dance. I dance sexy in the mirror sometimes when nobody's watching, and I have student debt from going to college to major in dance. I dedicated my life to dance. I said, I'm teaching this class myself. And at the time, I was following Dave Ramsey's emergency fund plan. So he was like, you needed X amount of money in your emergency fund. So I was like, okay, if I do this birthday class, I can make money and have fun. And if I have this many people come, I can do my emergency fund, like Dave Ramsey said. And so that was my goal. I did the class. I was nervous. I honestly rented a very small studio. I was going to start off with maybe 10 friends. And then that's when I decided I wanted to reach the goal of, doing my emergency fund. So I got the bigger studio. And I had someone, I was like, can you share this class, help me out? And she was like, well, why would you get the bigger studio? Just stick with the smaller one. Yeah. And that was okay because at the time, you can't expect everyone to see your vision, maybe not even anyone. And I went with the bigger studio. I ended up having more than the number that I wanted. Some people there I knew, some of the ladies I didn't. We had a great time. And I just kept moving forward after that. So that's how it started. I just wanted to celebrate my birthday with something I love, which was dance.
Wow. Mm-hmm. One thing I will say about your class, not only is it just a good time, but it kind of helps build your self-esteem as a woman. Because I noticed in the class, a lot of the ladies, well, for me, in my group, some of them didn't want to dance because they felt, they didn't, they felt people, their self-esteem was low, put it like that.
Yeah. We deal with that a lot.
So I feel like your class helps with that as well.
It does, back in the day we go to the club and the lights would be real low. So you had to live your best life, dance. And so in my class, it's the same thing. We turn those lights down low. We turn on the light, the special lighting, LED lights. And, it's just for women to be in an intimate space to really be able to be there for themselves. And we all, even from my very first class, I did an oath because I taught high school dance for about 12 years. And I knew that if I didn't find a way to acknowledge and to talk about how we feel in a moment like that, where we're being asked to be sexy, which we don't do most days, that I had to acknowledge how we felt. So I did an oath. It's a spoken oath that the women have to recite before each class. And it's just them making a promise to give that class an effort, to feel sexy, to not laugh at themselves when they feel uncomfortable, because that's what I see a lot. Actually, with the oath, it really helps. But when women feel uncomfortable being sexy, they laugh. And we know that anytime people feel uncomfortable, they laugh to offset feeling uncomfortable because they feel that way, and they don't want people to know they feel uncomfortable. So we do an oath, and it really does help the women to kind of tighten it up and realize, what, I'm here for a reason, and this is my moment to actually try this and feel sexy. We get up in the morning, I put on makeup, I'm like, okay, I look good today, I look cute today. But how often do we acknowledge that we feel or look sexy or feel sexy? And that's what the class is for. It's for that.
And when you don't take time for self,
right?
I did a podcast about, putting yourself first. As a mother, you may, you're taking care of your children. You may be a wife, you're taking care of your husband. You're taking care of everybody else but yourself. Right. And just like Mioka just said, then you look in the mirror and you don't even recognize yourself anymore. Where's that sexy person at, Where's that person before you were a mother, before you were a wife?
Yes.
We need to keep that person inside of us at all times is very important, because I can remember looking in the mirror not even recognizing myself.
And it happens.
So that part of being sexy and just feeling free is very important.
It is. It is. And most of the women that we get in our class are those kind of women. We rarely get women who come in like, I'm ready to do this. I feel great already. We get those, but we get more women who are like that. Maybe they don't feel the most confident. Maybe they're coming, out of a unhealthy relationship or divorce, or they just haven't done anything for themselves in a while. Maybe they used to dance back in high school and they want to reconnect with dance and rekindle that love for dance. We get way more of those women than women who come in package deal, confident, feeling sexy. So for those women, they'll have a great time, but we do love to cater to the women that are those kind of women that are coming for something, and I want them to leave with something. But you're right, Nikki. We do have to take that time to give to ourselves and feed ourselves.
So by you being such a busy person, and I know you're a mom, right?
I am. Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do you balance your business, being a mom? I mean, how do you balance the two and still be able to sit here with that beautiful smile?
I don't.
Oh, look at you.
What I really want people
confessions.
to
Tell the truth.
I really want people to know that as much as you see me or any other person that seems like they have it all together, they don't. I feel like some days I have things together great, and some days I have to let it go, and I have to be okay with acknowledging that this is not my shining day right now. There are times where I don't feel like the greatest mom, or I feel like I could be doing something better. There are times when I feel like I could be doing better things with my company, or I could be balancing my time better. But literally every day is just a learning opportunity. And if I didn't do so well today, then tomorrow is a new opportunity, and I treat it that way. I'd be like, "Ooh, today was not good, but I'm gonna do better tomorrow," and I do better the next day. If I have the gift to wake up the next day, best believe I'm gonna do better. But I don't, I do my best to stay, keep everything going afloat, handle things that need to be handled. But at the end of the day, I'm a human, and I'm doing amazing things, and I have to keep reminding myself that, because it's not gonna be perfect all the time. Probably never gonna be perfect.
Yeah, it is important just to keep evolving. Just like Mioka said, she figured out, hey, this didn't work, so I need to back up, rethink this, and try something else. And we all need to do that instead of just throwing in the towel saying, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. Don't worry about it.
I agree.
And back when I had that party, I had a small business, adult toys and novelties.
Yeah.
And I will say your boss, was it boss? What do you call it when you?
Lady boss vendor?
Yes. She was very good with, contacting me, She even highlighted the different vendors there that night. It was very, very, very nice.
Thank you. And I appreciate you being a lady boss vendor.
Yeah.
Where all that stuff at? I need it.
You can have it. I'd have put it on the shelf.
All right.
I'd have moved on the podcast. But the sexy part of that was another reason I did that too, that small business. To help couples, because like you said, sometimes, you don't feel your best, and you need that little perk up. But I've always been a stickler for dances. I always wanted to be a ballerina dancer.
Ooh, okay.
So since God didn't give me that talent, I said, you know what, I'll take these little classes here and there and call it a day.
I love it, and that's the kind of woman I love, because it's a lot of women that love dance. A lot of people love to dance. They just love it. It's fun.
It's freeing.
It's freeing. It's therapeutic. It's all of that.
Yeah, I think I'm the sexiest thing out there. Then I look at a video, I'm like, girl, you need to sit down.
But you know what I tell women? I'm like, if you really like this and you love it, keep coming. Because I think sometimes women come to the class and they take it and like, ooh, that was a little challenging. And our classes are curated for women with little to no experience or beginners. But you come one time and you're like, oh, that wasn't so good. But I'm like, if you really like it and you do want to become better, literally just come to more classes. I have an ambassador that's been with me for a while. Shout out to Jessica Collins. She's been with me for a while, and she can literally track her first time in class to now, and you can see the progression. And I'm like, if you, and even with your goals that you're working with, if you just keep consistent with anything, you'll get better at it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Consistency is very important in anything in life that you're trying to achieve. You have to be consistent with it. I found the verse, Proverbs 16:3, and it says, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans.
Mm-hmm.
So once you get those plans, just trust in God and just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
You might not be the best. I tell people all the time, when I first listened to myself on this podcast, I thought it was an episode of the Beverly Hillbillies.
Good. Right.
But I didn't stop. I just
Right.
said, you know what? God said, no matter how you sound, just get the word out.
Yes, I agree.
So here I am. I'm still going. I'm not going to stop. And you can do the same. You don't have to stop. Don't worry about any of that. Let God guide you in what you do. And always put him first in whatever you decide to do. When you sit down with your plans, he should be first. So when you decided to start your business and like I said, was it your goal just to help women, or you just anybody, just in general? You feel like it was your purpose, or what do you think?
When I first started, I wanted to just celebrate my birthday, and I knew I wanted to celebrate it with other women. I knew I always had a heart to empower women specifically. But I didn't, at that first class, I didn't know that it was going to be what it is today. I have a team of over 25 women that work with me, whether it's an ambassador, hostess, staff, instructor, leadership. I didn't see that. If you would have asked me maybe 6 years ago, would I be doing this? I would have been like, what? So, but now my vision is very clear, of what I want to do. I do love empowering women. I do love this platform that I've created, but I didn't know it was gonna do this.
Wow.
Didn't know.
Never know until you try.
Never know till you try. And like you said, your first podcast, my first class, I think it went very well. But when I look back at that video versus where the brand is now, I'm like, whoa, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and to see you traveling and going different places, I said, look at my sister. She get it, girl.
She's like, I was one of her first clients.
And matter of fact, when I went that night, I saw another lady that was at my party, but she was taking your class independently. I didn't even know she was going to be there. So we stood and we just looked at each other and laughed. I said, okay. See, you liked it, huh? And she just laughed. But, it's something fun. But I feel like it's more to it than that. I feel like that is your purpose, like to make people feel empowered, women being empowered.
Yeah, it is.
Come around you. It's a good feeling. And not only empowered in just the dance, but to look at your life, your business, how you grew your business, how you're growing your business, you as a mother as well.
Right.
And you still maintaining all of that.
Yes. Yeah, I do know it for me, it goes beyond just dancing sexy in the class. It does matter to me that women, not even just that part, but the business side of it is super important to me because unfortunately there is I can't think of the word I'm looking for right now, but unfortunately Black businesses have this kind of scar that, that we don't do good business. And so what I teach my clients when I mentor, when I'm working with my team, I always say we don't do good business. We don't do great business. Our goal is excellence, excellent business. So it's always my goal to move in excellence, how we treat our clients. When I'm hiring our hostess, what kind of hostess do I want to greet the ladies? Are they good at greeting? Because I don't know about you, Nikki, but have you ever been to a place and you walked in and whoever had that one job to greet you and to make you feel good about being wherever you were going to be to spend your money failed and you wanted to leave before you even spent $1. That's how important it is for me when I hire hostess, because I know that even that little integral part creates an excellent experience. When you walk in the door, you need to feel excited already. You need to feel like that person who had that one job did a great job. They smiled at you. Maybe they gave you a compliment. So now you're like, here, take my money, that you should want to give your money, because we all have money that we will spend on things we want to spend it on, but you have to want to spend it. And so it's really important to me to continue to raise the bar and the standard of how I do business, even if I had to take away the Black business part, just how I do business, to make sure I'm always providing an excellent experience from registration to pre-class email to coming to check in to the class experience. It should run like a full production, to leaving the class, to post-class email, all of those things. It's living rent-free in my mind. How can I create and continue to create an excellent experience? Because people will only write a review if they have a bad experience or an excellent experience. Anything in between, they won't take the time to write about it.
I wonder why is that, but that is true. But
I'm
a reviewer. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you. If I like it, I'm going to tell you. If I was like, it could have been better, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But I was going to say your class is more than a class. It's an experience.
It's an experience.
I mean, I will co-sign that. It was an experience. It was more than that to me. Even I still have the videos in my phone. I was just looking at the other day. Yes, it was an experience.
I appreciate that.
So what advice would you give to a young lady that may be starting a business or just thinking about starting a business? What mindset would you advise that person to have?
The main thing that I love to say is never forget what it feels like to be a consumer. Sometimes we can get stuck in the business side because we're thinking about how much we need to make or what we need to do, what numbers we need to hit. But you can never forget what it feels like to be a consumer. So step out of your shoes, step into the shoes and see, what does it look like if I, like for instance, with my class, how does it feel? Even sometimes I go to my classes. What does it feel? How is the parking situation? What does it feel when I walk in the door? Do I feel greeted? Does it feel comfortable? Mm-hmm. So never forget what it feels like to be a consumer throughout the entire process of creating your business. I do highly encourage anyone to get with a business mentor or coach if you're completely new to it. Mm-hmm. Go to YouTube University. Make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's, and just take the time to research what you're doing to become the best at it, or just to be a strong contender at what you do. Sometimes I think we want to try to do things by ourselves, but it's invaluable to have someone there that can help you with things when it comes to your business. But those are the main things. Never forget what it feels like to be a consumer. Research your market to be a strong contender, and just do good business all the time. When you do good business, that means you yourself are authentic and you're a good person. You treat people good. Then people will authentically, organically be drawn to you and what you have to offer.
The energy you put out is what you're going to get back.
Mm-hmm. It's very, very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
I'm a firm believer in that.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I thought going forward in 2022, that's one of my goals, is to have a business owner come on and speak on how they started their business, what, prompt them to do the business, and going forward, what advice could you give someone else that's trying to start the business?
I love it.
But the main purpose of this whole entire podcast is for all of you guys to get to working on your goals. Yeah. We are not getting younger. We are getting older, and I don't want you to let another year go by. And those same goals are where you left them at before.
Oh, no.
I like to listen to this motivational speaker, Les Brown. I was about to call him in the wrong name. Forgive me. And he says something to the degree of the best ideals, the $1 million business ideas or $1 billion business ideas are in the graveyard. They died.
Oh, that's sad. It's true. Yeah.
And that made me think, you know what? I don't want to be that person to take my goals and my dreams with me to the grave. No, I need to do them now. And I advise you to do the same. Another speaker I listened to, and I hate to keep talking about grave, but it made me think, and I'm hoping it make you think. They said when a person died, they have your year like 1972 to 2021, and they got a little line in the middle.
Right.
What is that line in the middle for you? What did you do there? That's your life.
It's your whole life. Yeah.
So that really, like I always say, I'm an overthinker. So that really, really got me to thinking. So it's time, you guys. It's time to finish these goals. It's time to recognize your goals, finish them. Let's get it together. Let's go into 2022 with the plan and focus.
I love it.
Is there anything else you would like to tell our listeners today?
I really do hope to see your listeners in one of my classes soon. We have classes in December. We have a class this Saturday. We also have a class on December 18th to finish off the year. And then 2022 is going to be amazing. I have a team of about 12 instructors. My goal is to be able to have a class every weekend in Houston. So if you're listening and you're in Dallas, Austin, Tampa, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, we will be coming to you in 2022. So come have fun with us. Don't wait. I've had women just wait because they felt uncomfortable. It took them I have an ambassador. It took her a year before she came. She loved it, became an ambassador. And you don't have to wait that long to come. Just come and see why women love what we do and see you'll see my heart in that class. It's literally me. I love to dance. I like to drink. I love to have a good time with other women. And that's what you get when you come to class.
Now, where can they find you at? Because this podcast is worldwide.
Ooh.
So you have a website that people do you have a website that they can look you up to see if maybe you're in that state?
Yes, you can find us on Instagram at Heels Out Movement, just like the word heels, HEELS, Heels Out Movement. On Facebook at Heels Out. My website I'm working on, you can go look at it if you want to, but it needs work. It's heelsoutmovement.com. So those are all the places that you can find us. On Eventbrite, you can find us as well at Heels Out Houston, Heels Out Dallas, and when we come to a city near you, it'll be Heels Out, insert your city.
Well, that is awesome. I'm looking forward to taking another one of your classes.
All right.
Matter of fact, I had a group of coworkers. They're waiting for me to give them the date that we're going to one of your classes.
You know, I'm going to put Nikki G on the spot, and I want her to come to my class and do live interviews with the ladies when she comes, so maybe she'll be my special guest. She can't say no on camera.
Of course. Just let me know. I'm in.
All
I'm
right.
so in.
Okay, I got you.
Well, that's going to conclude this podcast for today. I hope that you are going to join me in this challenge of 2022. I hope that you learned something from Ioka and how she started her business, how she continues to run her business, and how she continues to evolve. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Confessions with Nikki G. And don't forget, I am also on YouTube if you want to take a peek at Confessions with Nikki G. I will speak to you again next week. Thanks for coming, Ioka.
Thank you, Nikki. Bye, y'all.